Welcome back everyone to River and Sea, where I am back here in Gardogar after our ill-fated trip through the Scuttle Dells, where it looks like Isuriel took a bite or whatever from the spider that is most definitely was not in small quantities.
I know of an antidote, but
But what? I need an unmarked venom sac from the same brood of spiders, the Sawathel or black venom, and also a flower. The flower Seraglos grows upon untended barrows in Mirkwood. It blooms only for a few days in the year, and then dies. There may not be any remaining this season. Aha. So I need this rare flower and more venom samples! Yay! Oh, and speaking of glands, I'm still in need of getting some firefly glands. I apparently seem to be in a bad habit of cutting them up so that they're completely useless for the purposes of the quest. Oh well. She said in barrows, right? Well, let's go and see if we can find a rare flower anywhere around here. Well, let's see. There's another one. Good. And hey, you have any flowers on you? Apparently not. Well, the dead and the Gottman seem not to have any flowers on them. How's a flower going to grow if you have these whites just popping out of the ground like that? Or these crawlers trying to come in, grab something around here. Hey, see any flowers around here? Ah, hold on. Oh, well. It seems to be the right description, so let us take this. Now let's get out of here. Ooh. Hello. Oh, and you. Rude. Goodbye. Now, let's see if we can find that spider den again, because if there's going to be any black venom spiders anywhere around here, it'll be in that little trove of spiders we found before to get those samples. Oops. Ah, I think I found the black venom spiders. Their name gives it away. There we go. Well, I haven't found this unmarked venom sac. Yes, because that means I managed to kill the spider without damaging the sac. Alright, well, I've got the sac and I've got the flower, so let's go make some anti-venom. Ah, good. She's still breathing.
you found the components.
Fine Barvesane. She can make the antidote. She's somewhere in Galanth. Okay. Alright, fine. Let's go find this Barvesane. With my luck, she'll be way at the top. Yep. That qualifies for way at the top.
A shiriglass flower? How did you find this?
These flowers bloom so rarely and under such specific circumstances. Ah, Lathris it is called, and I can brew it from the ingredients immediately, but there will be only enough for a single dose. I hope that won't be a problem. You hope that won't be a problem. Wonderful. Ah, my luck is worse than I thought it was. Here you go.
No, I will not take it.
You must give it to Mazag, or the Hidden Guard has failed. Mazag is visibly ill, his body weakened from the effects of the Gwingile poison. Still, he manages to sneer as you give him the litrous antidote. Kofrungis! He manages to mutter, and gives a short barking laugh before lapsing into sleep. He doesn't look like he's happy.
I have nothing to say to you. Leave us.
I can't understand how we've come to this point, saving the life of this filthy orc and allowing my friend to tell Grigalis outside the door that no one is to come into Gordagar. I want no one disturbing Isuriel. She needs rest. The scouts should also be recalled in preparation for the exchange of Mazog. All right. Very well. Let's go and reform the guard. We have a request for no disturbance.
I understand. We are all doing everything we can. The Maladrim sent scouts ahead to spy the lay of the land.
They sent spies to look at the lay of the land of the fortress of Dol Guldur. We will want to know what they have learned and have them return here before we bring Mazog the rest of the way to the gates of the fortress. Seek out the scouts of Lamwin, Swithil, and Langland in the wild lands of Gothmers, east of here and before the walls of Dol Guldur. Tell them to return, and that the final leg of the Hidden Guard's mission will be undertaken. With the information of these scouts, we will be best prepared to effect the exchange of Mazog for the dwarf prisoners. All right? Let us go and prepare for the exchange. I see a scout up ahead. I also see an orc up ahead. We'll deal with the orc first and make sure that we don't do the same thing to the scout. Hello.
The Ashen Slades are blasted and dead, and the stench of evil is everywhere.
You have met me on my way back from the southern marches along the Ashen Slades. The land there is blasted and dead. It seems that Gorthel has trained evil men in the arts that he's learned from his own master. They are seeking to bind fell spirits to the surface in the far reaches of the Ashen Slades. I'll return to Osgalath with my report of that place. All right. That is the first of the scouts. Now the second one is up this way. Who is looking at the entrance to Dol Guldur, looks like.
I will return to Ostgalath at once.
There has not been a great deal of activity beyond the walls of Dol Guldur. By now, they are surely aware of the Golden Host. Do they suspect that its real purpose, though? It is a great offensive, true. But do they suspect that we don't seek victory? That we're drawing their eyes to a point of our choosing rather than theirs? I'll return to Osgalath at once. It is to be hoped that they have not alarmed the enemy overmuch, and that we will catch them unaware in all respects. Alright, and the other one is a bit to the north. Ah, here's our third scout.
It seems likely that Garthbors will serve as the staging area for the armies of Dol Guldur.
Oh my. Yes, I'll return to Oscaloth and share what I have learned. Alright, so this is becoming a staging area for the armies. And then I guess I should exit stage whatever. I have spoken with the scouts.
Your friend, the dwarf Brewing? He cannot be found.
What? Yes, Broin has been missing ever since you left to recall the scouts. Hardor does not want to wait for him. He says that he wants to be rid of Mazog at once and have the errand completed. Speak with me when you're ready, and I will bring you to the Hidden Guard. Yeah, let's go.
Tensions run high among the remaining elves of the Hidden Guard. One of their number slain, the other dying from a deadly poison. And now the dwarf Brewing has disappeared on the eve of the journey's end.
What's happening? What is the meaning of this, Pine Sea? While you were recalling the scouts on the perimeter of Dol Guldur, the dwarf Broin vanished from Oscaloth. He told no one where he was going, and right on the eve of the exchange of Mazog for his kin. You had spoken for him, Pine Sea. You failed to speak of his cowardice. Do all dwarves abandon their companions when the road turns treacherous? The dwarf is not coming back. We do not know that Hardor. But it is not difficult to see. We came here for him, but only our friends have died or are dying. Hardor? No, Cuchulainn, I will not be silent. Why should he? He speaks the truth. My kind have nothing but hatred for the dwarves. But for the elves, there was something else. There was fear. My father spoke of elves proud and terrible, as foes to be feared. Where are they now? Where are they now? They stand before you. Your words are empty, prisoner. No. It was the whim of dwarves that brought you here, and they have abandoned you. This is not so, Mazog. Quell your speech, or it will be quelled for you. But he is not wrong, Cuchulainn. Where is Broin? Ah, he's returned. There is little time to explain, Pine Sea, so I must be quick. After you gave the Lathris to Mazog, and the more I dwelt upon it, the more I came to regret the necessity. If only another dose could be made. I spoke with the elf Barvesane atop the great tower here in Oscaloth, and she said that there is more mark on Mark Venom Sacks, the Sothville might be found with time, but that the Saraglass flower is so rare that finding another one would be impossible. The conditions for such a flower to grow are so peculiar that only if the growing season could be slowed might such a flower still be found. I walked through the forest for many hours, heading north, and passed into the lands beyond the reach of the Golden Host. I walked and walked and walked, and just as I was about to turn back in defeat, I beheld a grave mound amongst the tangled undergrowth. A stream flowed by its side, and now then droplets of the water splashed atop the mound, where bursting forth grew a single flower, still in season. With a second Saraglass flower and another unmarked venom sac, another dose of Lathris might be made. And here it is. You need to drink this cereal. There. Look, already Asuriel's strength returns. The latter is working to fight the Guigro poison. I don't know what to say. While I railed at unjust fate, the dwarf combed the forest for many miles to seek a way to save Asuriel. It should have been me, Pine-Sea. I can't believe I was beginning to listen to the words of Mazog. Now there are no delays. We will go to the gates and exchange Mazog for the prisoners and be done with him at last. All right, let's go. We've arrived at the gates of Dol Guldur. Over here, Pine-Sea. I'm sorry. Give me a moment. I walked many miles to the north in search of the Seriglass flower, and I thought I had my father's hardiness. It is still the most taxing of journeys. That it ended in success, and that Asuriel will recover from the poison, was enough to give me further strength, but one more moment. I will have my breath back in a moment. Well now, what do you say? I was most wrong about the dwarf brewing Pine-Sea. I have come to regret my words about him, and perhaps about all dwarves. To make such a seemingly futile journey in such a one thing that might save someone he barely knows, someone not even of his own group, he shows a fortitude that I had thought that only elves could possess. And he did it with much less complaining than I have done. But look at him! His journey north into the far reaches of Mirkwood has taken a toll that even his stout form, he needs to rest. The guards at the gate ahead will see his exhaustion as weakness, and we cannot afford that. Will you tell him to remain here in such a way as to spare his feelings? He has proven himself to me and to the others for the rest of time. He has no need to accompany me the rest of the way. He helped Asuriel, and now I wish to help him save his cousin and the rest of the dwarves. Well, let's see what Broyne has to say about that. I don't want the guards at the gate to think that we're weak, Pine-Sea. They would not think so if they knew the distance that I traveled and in so short a time. I wonder if that will be the main verse of the glorious tale of Broyne the Mighty after all. It did not seem so glorious when I was hurrying through the dark, tripping over stones and treacherous roots, searching for a flower that might not even exist in this world any longer. Maybe my part in the story is over, Pine-Sea. I don't want to hurt the negotiations for Bori. I will remain here and guard the rear. I trust that our Hardor and the others will be ready to fulfill the mission. Very well. Thank you, Pine-Sea. It feels good to have a reason beyond revenge for the errand of ours. I still burn with hatred for the orcs, but now I too desire to rescue the dwarves, whereas before it was only a vague purpose. We will do this now for Broyne. Very well. Do not do this! Call Frungies! Set me free! I'll trouble none of your kind. You are passing that gate, Mazog, willingly or unwillingly. I wonder at his reluctance to join his friends. I do not. I think Mazog may find that he has few friends beyond these walls. It is time for us to go. All right. Up, 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 up. What is this? Who dares approach this fortress? Only those with the courage to do so, and an offer to make. An offer? What are the terms of this offer? They are not for your ears, gatekeeper. Siglith, all dealings come through me. We are bearing the orc Mazog, trespasser upon the kingdom of the dwarves. We seek to trade his life for the lives of the dwarves imprisoned within Dol Guldur. I cannot speak to this. Wait here. You will answer to those trolls if you try anything suspicious. Well, what do you say? Well, here we are, Pine Sea. Now we will see if the errand was not foolhardy as first it seemed. I will have Kumoth at the ready, in case we find our first belief justified. Oh, the gatekeeper returns. This way. Oh. Alright. Yeah, looks like... Well, there's some dwarves here. I should have known this rabble was yours, Pine Sea. Your offer does not interest me. What use do I, Gurthel, have with a useless orc such as Mazog? Lord of caves? He's lord of nothing. The dwarves crawl all over the caves like worms on moldy bread. Bo would be ashamed of his son, and Azog will slay him for dishonoring the family line. But it would humor me to hold Mazog in the dungeons of this fortress until the world's ending. So he must have time to think about how he failed his master. So I will accept your offer. These 3 dwarves will go free, and I will accept custody of the orc called Mazog. We got a problem. None of these dwarves is Bori, you say? I thought not. They have been cruelly mistreated and seem close to death. So, where's Bori? These terms are unacceptable, Gortho. Where's the dwarf Bori? The dwarf Bori is not part of this deal. I have offered you the lives of these 3. I am receiving 1 prisoner, and you are receiving 3. You think this to be unfair? Consult with your associate, if you must. I don't like this, Pine Sea. We must make Gorthal turn Bori over to us, in addition to these 3 dwarves, or we would have failed. What can we do? Uh-oh. I can't move. Perhaps you're right. Perhaps the deal was rather uneven. These 2 for Mazog, then? Very well, if you're certain. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. Come here, orc. My powers are vast, but I must confess something to you. I don't possess the authority to treat with you. What? I am not the master of this fortress. I am merely a guest. No, these are the masters, and I didn't consult with them before making this deal. Therefore, it must be rescinded. Archers! Really? Can your sorcery match a dwarf's might? Ooh. I think it's time to get out of here. Run away! Run away! I can't think of any way in which that could have possibly gone worse. Unless it was for there to be 4 more bodies left in Dol Guldur. Lord Celeborn believed some of the Nazgul had come to Dol Guldur, but didn't know for certain which of the 9 had done so. Now we do, though it is of little comfort to us. The lieutenant of Dol Guldur commands the others. He is second only to the Witch King, he who hailed from Angmar in the north. The lieutenant of the tower rules the fortress. It is he who struck down the Hardor. The gloom of Nirn is a wild man of that land. It is peopled now only by the slaves of Mordor. He wields a war hammer in battle. I know nothing about the Black Blade, save that he hailed once from Lebanon. He is fully a thrall now, as are all the Nazgul, though it was once not always so. The Golden Horse cannot think to stand against these three. This is hopeless. I hope she has steel-tipped shoes. Siglith ignores you, her face masked in anger. Okay. Sorry, Broin. It is over, Pine Sea. So many have died, and still Bori languishes within the dungeons of Dol Guldur. How can we hope to fight such evil? That I don't know. I can only hope that the Maladrim has better luck than the Hidden Guard.
The Hidden Guard has failed.
The Hardor is slain, Mazag is taken, and Bori remains in captivity. Siglith is mourning with the Suriel inside Gadagar. She is asked not to be disturbed. Yeah, of course.
The main arm of the Golden Host has camped at Thangulhad to the east.
Perhaps it was foolish to think that treating with the enemy was possible, but there was enough to gain that it seemed worth the attempt. It was now failed, but the forces of Dol Guldur will see the effect of betraying us beneath the flag of peace. The main arm of the Golden Host has camped in Thangulhad, a camp east of here, in Gothbers. Present yourself to Ningril there, for she will have something that you would be able to do for the benefit of the Golden Host in the next stage of the campaign. A word of warning, though. Ningril is stern, and not given to idle jest. Do not try her patience, or it will go ill for you. Ooh, wonderful. How will things go in Thangolhad, and can we help the Golden Host to at least get some victory in this fiasco? We have to find that out in the next episode of River and Sea.